our whole society is kind of flipped on its head right now, and the strangeness continues. I try to, while we're talking about news and markets and politics, try to bring you every angle and what things can entertain you. We try to educate you, make you a little aware of some truths that are going on out there. But, you know, we got a famous New Yorker with us right now, Lorenzo Antonucci. He's an actor, and he's appeared in Game of Thrones, Ballers, and now has a lead role in a new movie, Cracka. Okay? And this movie, Cracka, is about a white supremacist cop who gets thrust back in time where blacks rule and whites are slaves. Lorenzo, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
It's great having another Italian accent on the show. It really, I love it. And I know you're from Brooklyn. You got some family here in Staten Island, so you got you got some roots. Tell us about Cracka. I mean, it's so ironic that this thing is timed up for what's happening right now.
Well, you know, I was approached by the creator, director, writer Dale Restaghini, another Italian from Boston, and he approached me about it in 2017. Long story short, he used to direct all our music videos for my band Sworn Enemy. We were out of Queens, you know, we were a hardcore band, metal band from, you know, signed to Elektra, blah, blah, blah. And he approached me with the script, and, you know, I thought this was 2017. I thought it was, you know, because of Charlottesville, he was, you know, he's married to an African-American woman, and he's, you know, very, very, you know, tied into the culture. So he was very, you know, concerned about, you know, a lot of people, how they were acting on Facebook about what happened in Charlottesville. So it started getting him crazy and, you know, making him, you know, come up with like, what if this was your mom? And what if this was your cousin and your sister that got beaten and raped? You know, how would you feel? So how he was conceptualizing it, he started to, you know, see me as this character. And I'm Puerto Rican and Italian, so I'm a little more sensitive to it as well. So it was, to me, I didn't know how to, I thought it was a genius idea as far as the reverse, you know, because we've seen it so many other times the other way. You know, we've seen it so many times. How many more times do we need to see them suffer on TV, you know, on movies and TV shows? It's like, we've seen it the other way. Let's flip the worlds. Now it's time for me to suffer and people to see it. You know, that's how I looked at it. And, you know, we shot it with pretty much $0 on our own. And we were shooting it as a TV pilot to, you know, try to get it picked up, you know, as a series. And we went to Barryville, New York. Our friend Jeffrey Gerson has a ranch up there and a hunting home. And we utilized all that, and we did something magical with, you know, no money. And it looks fabulous, and the story is polarizing, and the controversy is crazy right now. And we were always trying to sell it, you know, everybody was, you know, everybody in every exec, every agent that came across it is in love with it. Everybody, but nobody made a move. Everybody says this, everybody says that, and we were just like, during the pandemic, we were like, we need to just put out the trailer and put out the 30-minute TV pilot that we made, the TV movie, you know, like, well, let's just put it out, you know, because we were trying to get we were trying to get it in as a short. We were trying to get it into festivals, and we were going through the whole song and dance of how do we get people to care about our message and, you know, really shock the world.
Well, God bless you. And I've been in the, you know, independent production business for a while, and I know sometimes it grates on you and you almost want to give up. But if you're really pursuing your artistic talents, you can never give up, and I'm sure you haven't. But let me ask you this: as a fellow Italian, I'm watching as these protests for racial equality and stopping police brutality are now turning into all-out assault on, you know, white historical figures. And me personally, I'm half Italian, half Irish. So I've always been proud of my Italian heritage. And now, you know, I see they're taking aim at Christopher Columbus statues. And, you know, I'm starting to think like this message that even what you guys are trying to do is say, hey, maybe this expands your thought a little more. Imagine it was like this, and then maybe you could understand the struggle or the plight a little better. But I feel like they're almost destroying the message by, scattershotting everything. You got Teddy Roosevelt coming down, you got Christopher Columbus coming down, you got George Washington, Thomas Jefferson. I mean, it's almost like, the message is getting marred. Yeah, it's chaos.
Chaos. It's pure chaos. Well, we weren't planning on dropping this during this time. It just happened to be like when we were in the middle of cutting the trailer, getting finalizing the edits. Then we were like, it's crazier than ever now. What do we do? What do we do with it? This helps understand why African Americans are mad, because this is what they went through. But we've seen it a million times on them in every show, every movie, every if it was a TV movie or a miniseries or an actual series or a feature, we've seen it a million times.
Well, I mean, there always is Samuel L. Jackson, who was a black lead character who doled out plenty of murderous tasks in Pulp Fiction. But no, I understand where you're coming from. I happen to have a lot of respect for Morgan Freeman, very great deal of respect. And I never noticed this until I saw him, and he was having a very frank interview talking about, how, he thinks that, African American families need to start at home. The government needs to do more to create the family unit. And this is Morgan Freeman, a great actor. But he said in all the movies he was in, I forget the movie it was, but he said it was the first time in his career that he got the girl. You know what I mean? And you always look at him as the lead, but for some reason, he never got the girl. And, maybe there's things that you guys are going to put forward with this message that'll make white people realize a little more how, strong of a struggle it was. And I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, I hope that the message, I know there's a lot of unhappy people, whether it's, from any color. I know that there's a lot of unhappy people, but there's a lot of other people that are educated and understand the message. Like, it's just art.
Yeah.
It's not, we're not trying to do anything more, but just show you what if.
That's right. All right, we get it, and I really appreciate it, Lorenzo. Hopefully we'll have you back, and one time when you're visiting, maybe you come in studio and have a couple cocktails with us. But Lorenzo Antonucci, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Go check out the new movie, Cracka.
Cracka. It's such a fucking
No. All right. We gotta leave it there.